need to have water, you need to have a radio on batteries, and you need to have a flashlight on batteries to make sure that you can survive the first 36 hours. Things like that. That's simple things. But it starts there. The realization that not everything is plannable, not everything is going to be honky-dory in the next 20 years. I'm not saying it is going wrong tomorrow, but we have to realize it's not a given that we are in peace. And that's why we have the plans. That's why we are preparing for a conflict with Russia and the terror groups, if it comes to it, if they attack us. We're not seeking any conflict. But if they attack us, we have to be ready.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Israel, give no praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Machakadash. The honor to the elders, GMS, who else say teach you, I get out there pushing his word, truth, and sincerity, risking your freedom, your life to do so, more so now than ever before, because the judgment and wrath of the Lord is at hand upon the nations and the wicked among our people. As you heard from the first video, that was the top UK's military general telling the people to just mentally and physically be prepared to go to war with Russia. All right. Have we not said for many years that world war was coming, and people mocked us, people laughed at us, people said we were crazy, all manner of things that people said against us. When we used to be on 34th and 7th, I've been in over a decade. A few brothers, the elders, been in 3 decades since they were young men, and they old men now, older men. So it's clear and evident that the Lord has given us an unction to prophesy to the people and to wake them up so they repent. But unfortunately for a lot of you, you're not going to know until it's too late. So this is from metro.co.uk, which is United Kingdom website. And pretty much they're finally starting to warn their people that there's about to be a war that's going to take place and that they have to be ready for it. So it says, fears are mounting of military call-up, which is a draft. Could conscription really return to the UK? Now, conscription means compulsory enlistment for state service, typically in armed forces. So pretty much they're going to call you up, send you a text message or email, or how they used to do it, would send you a letter to your house. Once you got the mail, you will open it and say you've been selected for services. Selected services. You got to go to your nearest recruiting station. Give me a second. And a lot of people, a lot of young men, and at this time, young women are going to be called up. Hold on one second. Like I had to blow my nose. Pardon me. Yeah, we shoot it straight. So here's what it says. It says, as the clouds of geopolitical tensions gather over Britain and Russia, whispers of war are growing louder. For now, this is all that it is, just whispers. So here's the reassuring message that we all need. Don't panic. When they tell you don't panic, best believe that's the best time to start panicking, because it's nothing nice that's about to take place. Nothing nice. All right? It says, right. So it says top generals are warning that the UK's military is currently too small to handle such a conflict on its own. Many Brits grew up hearing their grandparents' stories about life during World War II and how they got drafted. Now, and if you know anything about World War II, a lot of them came back addicted to heroin, addicted to hard substance drugs because what they seen when they went to war during World War II. And World War II ended, not too long ago. Less than 100 years ago, World War II ended. That was 1930s, early 1930s, early to mid 1930s. I don't think you have anybody alive today. They might be like 100-something years old if they're alive. But you got people that were children around the ending of World War II that had parents, fathers that had to serve and pretty much be devastated to that level, Yeah, man, it was a terrible time. World War II was a terrible time. Slovakia. We're gonna keep going. So they come back with that mentality that they don't want their children to experience the same, but the Lord is calling to war. Joel 3, let's start at 1. Because this is the reason why this should take place. Israel, see, the Lord is going to punish the earth for what they did to the Israelites. All right? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord is going to punish the earth. And here's the proof of that. Joel 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they scattered amongst the nations and part of my land. And that took place in history. That scattered us, the children of Israel. You scattered us via transatlantic slave trade with ships, like on cargo. And you parted the land of the Lord, and you can see that taking place now. You got people in Lebanon, you got people in Gaza, you got people, all these lands. Inside Jerusalem, inside the land of the Lord, fighting for the right to the land, but it's not your land. You see what I'm saying? You divided the land of the Lord. This actually took place. This happens now. So jump down to verse 9. Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. So now we're in the time of war. So now they're talking about a military draft in the United Kingdom, all right, which is going to affect all England, London, all of y'all going to war. And for the children of Israel, the elect in particular, the ones that call on the name of the Lord, you have to believe fully that you have the truth, because at the end of the day, we do have the truth. All right? We do have the truth, and we have the name of the Lord. So, if we call on him with faith, the Lord will sustain us. All right? And he'll be merciful to us, because at the end of the day, he's bringing this judgment to pass. So it says, I don't want to go too long. It says, as it stands, there is no conscription legislation in the UK. Only those who wish to pursue a career in the military join the force. This means that it is unlikely you will be called up for service under current legislation. The UK has only used conscription twice during modern times. The first conscription period took place during and after the First World War. See, look, So they're telling you conscriptions only happen during the time of what? Global war. All right. So what does that mean? If they sense that we're in World War III, here come the conscription. That means you got to go up and serve, man. Put on them boots, take that gun, and start shooting at people. This is the time we are in, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Because this is going to usher in the kingdom of heaven, a righteous kingdom, all right? The kingdom of our Lord, Yahweh Shah, where he's going to rule using the first 5 books of Moses, the Torah, all right? And it's going to be perfect and it's going to be peace on earth. But that can't happen until a major conflict, ultimately the last conflict, takes place, which is World War III, the war to end all wars, thermonuclear intercontinental missile war, all right? So it says, what age could conscription affect? And these people are starting to worry, man, because now they're realizing this is not a game. This is actually reality, and that they're going to have to enlist by force, a draft, and they're worried. So it said, what age could conscription affect? At first, single men aged 16 and 40 or were called up for the military service unless they were ministers of a religion or single parents. Later, the law was changed to include married men. Age limit was raised to 51. So even if you was a married man, you had to enlist. And see, that wasn't a thing in ancient Israel. Conscription wasn't a thing in ancient Israel. Only thing you would have to worry about is if you wanted to fight. You know, in ancient Israel, according to the Torah, you didn't have to fight. Because you being there and you being afraid would cause men that was actually mentally ready to go to war be afraid and make them weak. You see what I'm saying? So, but here it is a wicked kingdom. So they're gonna force you, even though you might be scared. Scared to fight. And technically, according to the scriptures, it's okay to be afraid. Some men were. And according to the law, they didn't have to fight. Because the same men, they ain't going to be good for nothing when they're in the battlefield. They're gonna be scared and they're going to die. Out of fear. They freeze up in the middle of battle. Can't have that. But reading on, says, at the start, only single men aged 20 and 22 were liable to be called up to begin militia men. However, as the war escalated, it was first changed to all men aged 18 and 41, then to men between 18 and 51. Police officers, medical personnel, prison workers, students, even students. Look at that. Government employees and ministers of any religion were exempt. Those who had certain physical and mental disorders, such as blindness, were also not called up. Pregnant women were technically not exempt. Look at that. Even pregnant women were not exempt, technically. But in practice, they weren't conscripted. After 1945, the National Service Act 1948 brought in peacetime conscription. New changes meant males aged 17 to 21 were required to serve in the armed forces for 18 months and remain on the reserve list for 4 years. In 1950, during Korea War, service period was extended to 2 years. To compensate for longer service, the reserve period was decreased by 6 months. By 1963, the UK had officially become a conscription-free nation, having transitioned to voluntary enlistment. Could women get drafted in the UK? Although it is unlikely that conscription would be enforced in the UK, it is possible that women could get drafted too. Currently, only 3 countries conscript women and men on the same formal conditions: Norway, Sweden, and Netherlands. Hold on. I'll be back for part 2. Give me a second. Shalom.